changing not only your fuel intake, but drying yourselves out as you guys are doing right now with water fasting. Remember, liquids is going to make you healthy. Liquids. It's not the food. What do they eat? Most pathogenic microbes, anybody knows if you have any form of disease, if you have any type of glucose, that's just fuel for them. Okay, so what are you guys doing now? You're not having any glucose. You're not having any carbohydrates. You're not having any fats. You're not having any proteins. But what you are having for fuel is ketones. And your body's making ketones after 3 days, after it runs out of fuel. And this is the best time right now for your body to regenerate. This is a fuel, a food source that most likely you've never had before, okay, unless you go through this type of regimen. So, the biggest picture now I want you to get in your head here. Remember, you did this to yourselves, guys, and it's not just picking on one person. Everybody and anybody that's sick. It's because, okay, we have to understand that it's not just the food toxicity that we get, it's not just the heavy metal toxicity we get, it's not just maybe being dehydrated or not getting enough sun or just plastic in our body. No, no, no. It has a lot to do with what's called septic poisoning. And how do you get that? You know, antiseptic. Septic is like disease. It's a poison. Okay, septis. Okay. How do you get septic poisoning? How about what lives inside you poops? And this is poisoning the tissues. So right now what you're doing is you're resting your body from fuel, so your septic poisoning is going down rapidly. This is why you guys need to do the sauna if you can. Okay, and really sweat this stuff out of you. And one of the reasons why, again, everyone's got septic poisoning. Anybody that's got body fat has septic poisoning. Okay, anybody that has a tapeworm has septic poisoning. Why? Because they're pooping inside. Okay, so now toxic waste is the #1 reason why people get sick. So once you get heavy metal poisoning, once you're demineralized, once your body all of a sudden is this open house and the creatures come in, and then you're not only sick from being demineralized and so forth, but now you have a whole host of creatures inside pooping in the body. And this is what causes the dysfunction. This is what causes the deeper sickness, not the beginning sickness, the deeper sickness. Okay, so think of your 100 trillion cells that you have. Each cell has a tiny little engine in it called a mitochondria. Okay? And you can call this an electro-packed nanobattery. And if you've got a lot of this toxic waste in your system, it can't make conductivity with the other cells. And so this is why everybody gets sick. So you can see a person, let's say, with a tumor, okay? Or a person that has some type of intestinal inflammation all the time, okay? That area, okay, has a lacking of the conductivity is because it's got a different group of creatures in there that don't like electricity. And this is the cause of I would say 90% of most disease is called mitochondrial deficiency. Okay, so your age and your age, you guys should be taking, I take 600 milligrams of ubiquinol a day. I'm an old guy, 56. Ubiquinol has magically helped me. And that's a reduced form of coenzyme Q. Okay, very smart. It's not cheap. Okay, it's not. And there's only the one I use is the one from Japan, because that's the one they did the studies with.
What does it do?
Ubiquinol fires the mitochondria. Remember, energy problems have to do with mitochondrial, okay, dysfunction. And most of us can't process, okay, coenzyme Q past 35 years old or so. The reduced form of coenzyme Q is ubiquinol. And if you look it up, it's one of the most magical supplements once you get past about 30. Okay? Magical. Because what does it do? It kicks in everything to be able to go ahead and make your body's just electricity. It needs more electricity. It needs to be stimulated. It's like putting carburetor spray down the car just to get it going. It needs to get back in action. Okay? So you got low mitochondria energy, you got sick. You get sick and tired, you're sick. Okay? And mitochondria dysfunction just means that the cell is sick. It doesn't have enough energy inside, and usually if we were all cells and we're in a conductive fluid right now, if you have less energy, you know what I'm going to do? I got good energy. I'm going to send you a little bit, okay? And then now she has good energy. And now she's got way too much energy, and all of a sudden you're connected to this one over here that has way less energy. Everybody's just transferring energy, and this is how you stay healthy. Once you get a tumor, once you get this whole area here doesn't live in energy. It's actually got a boundary around it to say we don't want any energy coming in because that's not our energy. Okay? So this is the problem with parasites. They have a slick coating of weird stuff over their body. Their poop is so toxic that they're that smart to be able to put this sort of like snail coating and mucus so they can't get hurt by their own poop. Okay, so one of the things you guys are going to really see too is you're going to get clarity. And clarity is because you just have less toxic waste. Sepsis, okay? Sepsis in your blood. Remember, modern medicine is based on the germ theory. And there's nothing wrong with it. Remember, like I said. And now you have to go ahead and see. Modern medicine